welcome to my kitchen. It's Leah from Straight Up Coaching, and I thought it would be a great idea for me to pass on a couple of ideas for dressings for salad. Yes, I always recommend that people have salads. I love salads. And what I generally tend to do is grab whatever's in the house, whether it be yogurt-based, oil-based, and I have a couple of ideas that seem to be favorites, easy to do within like a couple of minutes. And I've kind of had some stuff prepared, and I'll do two different kinds, and in the interest of time I do have some things already set up. So the first one, I don't have a name for it, and possibly I'll do that. If you go to Straight Up Coaching, you'll see an example. I'll make sure that I put out a recipe. Although, having said that, I'm not very good at following recipes because I generally like to create as I go. So I do apologize for that, but I'll do the best I can to give you the approximate amounts. So first off, the base for one of the ones that I use is more of a sweeter one. So I use some coconut oil, which of course has some amazing health benefits for your skin, your hair, your bone health, weight loss. I would Google it. I mean, it improves your heart health and digestion, and it's so fabulous. And yes, it is a saturated fat, but there's such a thing as having good fat. So olive oil and coconut oil, of course, would be great to add into your diet. So we use that as the basis, and of course it is solid at room temperature. So you do have to heat it up. I have done that, and I've added some pasteurized honey. Raw honey actually is fantastic, except it also gets really hard when it's in the cupboard. So using a little bit of that, and then I usually heat it up in the microwave, and then I add in about a half a lemon, and I just squeeze that right in, and then just to give it a little bit of flavor on top of that, I take some cilantro. I happen to love cilantro, and I know a lot of people don't, and so that's optional. Cilantro just kind of gives it a little fresh taste. You can substitute lime for lemon. The citrus, of course, just tastes really great. And cilantro itself, it's a high oxidant food. So, and it also has vitamin K and a whole other bunch of wonderful things about it. So that would be a good one. Now I have a little handy mixer here, or a little whisk, and I just usually mix it up, and that's it. And it's enough for a serving size. I usually take a little dish like this, and it'll be enough for just for the day or for the night or for a couple of days. Can you make more? Absolutely. What happens is it generally tends to absorb all of the flavors and strength in there. So I would, optional cilantro, parsley, that sort of thing can be added to it. Sweet onion is another option that can be added if you like onion. I know my children don't always like raw onions, so I try to keep it pretty basic. So that gives you a bit of a sweeter flavor, great for salads when you have nuts and fruits and that sort of thing in your salad, and lots of different greens, dark green leafies. The other one that's quite common is a little more savory, and what I do is use a little bit of olive oil, and of course olive oil has it helps with heart health. Again, it's a good oil. It's been known to fight osteoporosis, helps in heart disease and preventing heart disease. So there are some good oils to take in. Everything in moderation, right? And a little bit, tiny little bit, a splash of balsamic. Now, I generally tend to always recommend organic. So whenever possible, if you can. Yes, it does cost a little bit more, but it definitely benefits your health in the long run, and you can use less of it because it generally has a better taste. So then I would add a little bit of, depending on how much you need, here I go again, not measuring. So if you're just doing it for salads for the night, you would add maybe a tablespoon of oil, a couple tablespoons of oil. You can also add lemon juice to that. I would add a tiny bit of balsamic vinegar, just enough to show a little quarter size of a quarter inside the oil. And then a tiny little bit of Dijon mustard. It just gives it that little bit of kick, and a little bit spicy. So, perhaps the kids might not like that if you're serving little kids, or you just get them started really early in life so that they don't know the difference. And then, this smells amazing, but I have garlic here as well. So I always like to put a little crushed garlic in there. Again, if you put too much garlic, and garlic, of course, as you may or may not know, contains allicin, which is it's a potent medicinal type food. And so again, Googling garlic, you put it in everything. I mean, you can always have a mint, right? If you're talking to people, at least they'll know you're healthy. Keeps the vampires away too. And generally what I'll do is add a little bit of Himalayan salt and fresh ground pepper, of course organic pepper mill, so I generally love to do that. And again, taking that mighty whisk, let me just rinse it off a little bit so I don't have any cilantro on there. And then we just whisk it around so that we get a really flavorful, savory type dressing with a little bit of a bite. Now, this saves tons of money. I don't know about you, but if I go out and buy an organic dressing in a pinch, or I'm going away or I'm going camping or something, and I'll buy that. And sometimes the bottles are $6.99, $7.99, it's a lot. And you can go much farther when you do your own. If you have a little container that you can make a lot of dressing, put it in, leave it in the fridge, take out what you need. So if you do have a basis for the one with the coconut oil, you will need to heat it up. You don't want to heat up more than what you need for that time. So usage is important. So we have two kinds, and perhaps I'll have to come up with a name for them when I put them on the website for you. So one has a sweet basis, and one has a little bit more savory taste to it. And this would be great with a type of salad if you're using chicken or steak or salmon. And if you're vegan and you prefer to just have lots of vegetables like rooted vegetables and chickpeas, this would be a really good option for that, just to give you a little bit more flavor in your salad. So those are two really quick options that I can give you now. Stay tuned for more tips on how to make your life easier, how to be healthier, and how to make better choices. And that's really what it's about. Let's just take one step at a time, make a better choice today, and feed yourself, fuel yourself, feed yourself, and nourish your family at the same time. And that's it for this episode of Straight Up Coaching. We'll see you on the next time.